can you guys talk about your first experience with Shilajit? Like when you first tried it, was it just something that was like, this is incredible? Like when you take, like for us, it's like when you have liver for the first time. Like I remember Brett and I recorded a podcast. We had some liver and raw milk, and both of us were like, felt like we were on some sort of drugs. I'm wondering if you guys felt the same way with Shilajit.
Yeah, so my first experience with it, because the first thing you do is stick it in your mouth, right, was this is disgusting. Because it's so intense, and it was in a black resin form. However, then, yeah, because the biogenetic stimulant, it will actually, like, it has nootropic effects and upregulation of energy, so it will actually give you a similar experience to what you said. So yeah, my experience with it was definitely could feel the energy, got a buzz from it, and was really intrigued. Like, you know, what is this stuff and what's it going to do to me? Because it is just such an intense experience to have.
Yeah, it's almost like a light switch that goes off. Like it's the first time the intelligence within the body knows that it's getting, like, it's turned on. So that the light switch just goes on. So because, like what Dave is saying, like, the lack of micronutrients in all the soils these days, like, it's crazy. So when your body actually gets the nutrients that it actually needs, it's probably what you guys have got from a macro level. We've got it on the micro level. Those micronutrients, the body, they're the building blocks, as Dave is saying, or I like to call them the raw materials of all life. And if you're not having that, it's almost like you're constantly lacking those micronutrients in your diet. So for me, it was the first time I had it. It was like a light switch went on, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is it. This product is incredible. So it's an interesting experience, and it did taste like crap the first time I take it. And it was like a twofold. It was like, oh, just tastes like crap. Oh, something else is happening. So it was like a double hit. So yeah, it was an interesting experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I find that when you're on a more, conventional ultra processed foods diet, things like Shilajit, liver, etc., your palate isn't adjusted to the taste. But because our taste buds have really been manipulated by a lot of these processed food companies, but then the more that you lean into eating these single ingredient natural foods, it's like the beautiful taste of a steak with just salt on it. Like you can, like the senses, like the way the palate lights up, it's amazing. And then I find that over time, those foods, not only do they not taste bad, your body almost craves them in a lot of ways too. So clearly this is something that's very personal to both of you. And you have a unique way of getting the Shilajit, right? Where a lot of people get it from the Himalayas, aren't you? Are you initially getting it from the Dead Sea? Is that where the minerals are coming from? Is that right?
No, so there's two substances within mana. There's minerals that we get from the ocean and the Dead Sea, so that's kind of the ocean mineral component. And then there's the Shilajit, which we do get from those high mountain tops.
Got it.
Mainly through the Himalayas. We also get it from Siberia as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys, I think I've heard that a lot of places, the Shilajit, they get it from like 5,000 feet above the mountain, where you guys are, is it 16,000 feet? Is that where you're getting it from?
Yeah, so we get it from above 16,000 feet.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's expanding quickly now, and it is such an expensive substance. I've been saying to people recently, you can get it for $20 a kilo from China in a powder form with other fillers in it, or you can buy it from like a royal family in Tibet, and it'll cost you like $2,000 a kilo. So there's a huge variation. Like that's 100x, right?
Wow.
So yeah, we spent a lot of time doing our due diligence on where the best stuff comes from, checking that in laboratory. Good way to check the quality of Shilajit is its fulvic acid component, its amino acid component as well, its protein content. Like it's got 32% protein, which is pretty high for plant-based. So it's really important where it comes from. The nutrient density is really important, and then checking that there's no nasties in it is really important as well. So yeah, we've gone over and above, and really happy with our supply now and where it comes from. Last year we employed about 600 people to go out, indigenous people through the Himalayas, to go out and collect Shilajit.
Wow.
And yeah, at those altitudes, you can only get it for about 8 weeks of the year because the rest of the time it's under the snow. So there's quite a bit of logistics behind it. But again, like once you understand what it is, you just want the best version of it because that has its own life force. People are going to be attracted to it. Like you said, even though on its own, that straight resin tastes pretty average, there's something inside the intelligence of the body that knows that it wants more of that because it's got all of those things that we've been starving for. And that's definitely the case with Shilajit. The amount of people that come back to us and say, you know, the first couple of times we tasted mana, it was pretty funky, but now like our body's just craving it. We've just got to stay on it. And they've been subscribing for, 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is. Yeah.
I'm envisioning like a bit of a gold rush with this product. Like it seems like the sector is blowing up. Like I've seen a lot of products come to market. And you said there's such a wide range of where people are getting the product from. But are you guys concerned at all about just the availability of getting the product?
No, only because we understand how big those regions that it's coming from are. It sounds like when we're saying we get it from above 16,000 feet and these mountaintops that it might run out. But those regions are huge. Like the Himalayan mountains is massive. It also comes from through Kashmir, Mongolia, Russia, China, Siberia. So we're talking like half the planet just in those regions. Just the region through Russia and Siberia is probably that. There's a mountain range up through there which would be equivalent of like LA to New York and back.
That's wild.
So out of all the Shilajit we've taken out of the mountains across all the brands, it'd be like less than 0.001%. I wouldn't say it's as abundant as seawater, but it's very abundant.